Good morning. I know there was no warning today. I just happened to pop on. I guess you could say I'm a day late, maybe, or not. But we are on the return, and as I said in the last video, today I am going to talk a little bit about the pray phase of my journey. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can get, so I was half dark there. Better be brighter. I need to get as bright as I can. So today, I wanted to talk about the pray thing. But before I get there, as always, I thought of a number of things that I really should have mentioned before about the drive part, about things you should bring and everything. And amongst which was that I use a charge card for everything that I could. So not because I needed to, but because I wanted to keep an accurate record of everything I spent. Also, if you take a long journey, especially as important as a one-time journey that I did on Route 66, that you want to upload your pictures every day, not just to your computer, but I have them on Facebook to make sure I've got them, should anything happen to my computer. That out west, it's very dry. So I just got itchy as heck. So make sure that you have body lotion and make sure that you have chapstick, because my lips were regularly chapped. When you're going out, what I found is as I go out on my journey, on my adventure, that I would have to be best getting up early and turning in early so that I got to see the attractions. You'll notice in my videos I missed a lot of things that were closed when I got there. All in all, you can only see so many, no matter how you look at it. Another really important thing that I want to point out is hand sanitizer. I got a little hand sanitizer thing in my Christmas stocking, I think last year, and I clip it to my purse. And you have no idea how many times on the road you will be glad to have that hand sanitizer. So be sure to take that along. And also, you notice, if I didn't mention it already, if you go and you do a search on Harley Annabelle, you will see that guy from the curio shop, Harley, that I thought he was something, and he really is. He's an entertainer, and his wife was an entertainer. I believe she passed away. But there really is something. I think I posted on my regular timeline to see the video of Harley and Annabelle's documentary, because there's quite an interesting, we do in the United States, we are, well, maybe worldwide, maybe it's a part of our personality. We always operate on the star system, always looking for the stars. But, you're going to find equally exciting characters in the local ball games, the high school ball games, the local theater, the repertory theater. You're going to find in local clubs, you'll find some very good bands. Not everybody has to reach that star level of popularity. And remember that with yourself, that you are wonderful and unique and amazing. And don't try to be somebody else. Be your crazy best self. So that's a good thing. Okay, so we are now going, and warning, if you listen to the Harley thing, you're going to hit some kind of bad language. But I still think he's a crazy old guy with a heart full of love that he wants to share. Well, the pray thing, what I want to share is when I left Connecticut, I did my daily prayer routine, and my daily prayer routine is offering my life to God and reading from a couple of prayer books I have and spending a little time in meditation. The hardest part was meditation because I could not get myself to a place of peace in my mind and heart. And it's what kind of really pushed me on the I couldn't do the healing that I needed to do where I was. And I have just discovered that more and more as I've gone on my journey and spent a lot of time in solitude and quiet and in unity. We have a wonderful song called Our Thoughts Are Prayers. And the first two lines of the song say, "Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying." And so in a way we are, because I know I have an ongoing dialogue with God, with my higher self. And I could not find that when I left Connecticut. And it wasn't that I didn't believe it was there. It was that I couldn't find it. So I have found on the road, with the solitude, with meeting with other Unity ministers, I could find a place. It's like a midway point. I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm at a point where I can at least spend a couple of minutes in more valuable or meaningful prayer. And of course, I was in Kansas City with my son Nick and his family, so I saw both the twins when I was in the Midwest. And believe it or not, I did not get any pictures. I got a few pictures of my son Frank and his family. I got nothing of Nick and his family because I had to choose the best part, and the best part was hanging out with them and remembering the priceless gift of family. And you know, not everybody's able to have their blood family near them. And in that case, I can't encourage you enough to find spiritual family community as well. Last night, I stayed at my friend Lee's house. Lee was a member of the very first church I served in Indianapolis. And we've been friends, these many, 20 some odd years. And I love her consciousness. You know, they do say you become like the people that you associate with. So keep an eye. Kind of list the people you're associating with and say, what do we got here? So I did manage to post a couple pictures the other day of the 70s diner. And that was still in Colorado. And you'll see a picture of three young women. It was the queen and her court, her princess and lady in waiting. But it was from Kit Carson, Colorado, Kit Carson County. And you know, when I drove past that, I'm saying I'm on a mission now. I'm driving home. Hey, Cindy. Hey, everybody. I am driving home. So this is the long drive. Oh God. Can be very monotonous and tedious and drive. So I was determined to get to my next stop. So I get home when I need to get home. And so I did not stop at Kit Carson, which I kind of wanted to, because, you know, there's some wonderful people we've turned into characters, cartoon characters and TV show characters and stuff, but these people really existed, and we can look at them for what they stood for and what we teach them. And oh no, it says my battery is running low, and so I may just drop out at any moment, not intending to. So if I drop out, it's not you, it's my computer. So I'm gonna try to talk really quick. In order to get a value out of prayer, we have to shift our thoughts out of our challenges and problems and day-to-day stuff to come to a higher place. And that's one of the things that the drive has given me, the solitude of the drive. I spent a lot of time in the quiet. And as I said the other day, when I listen to stuff, I try to make it uplifting. I went to Unity Village, which is my spiritual home, yesterday. And so much has changed in the 20 some odd years since I was ordained. Yet there's that essence of peace and the unity teaching that permeates it. Had a wonderful surprise. And this is where we have to count on divine order, even if we don't want to. I went, there was nobody I knew at Unity Village anymore. Not there at the time anyway. So I went past the library, and all to my shock, the library was closed. Well, now they've moved their school online, so the students are not using the library. And I thought about going to the archives, and I was like, well, I don't know if I want to go up to the archives. And the piece of me said, go to the archives. So I went upstairs, and I was talking to the lady at the counter, and then I looked up, and there was my friend Mark from Truth Unity, truthunity.org. Check it out if you're a Unity person or not. And he's like from Oklahoma. And it was like, oh my God, what are you doing here? And he was, oh my God, what are you doing here? And we spent some really, really precious moments because he is right where I am with the teaching and the importance and how to get yourself back on track. So that is what in Unity we call divine order. I also brought a couple of copies of my book to the bookstore at Unity. And it's like anything else, you're showing off your baby and hoping that somebody will be interested. Well, the bookstore manager was thrilled and said, oh, I can't wait to read this. And that means a lot to me because it's another way of getting the teachings that are so important to me out to the world. And it also gave me, more encouragement to complete my current book, which is Rise of the False Gods. So, I'm so sorry. I have frog or something hanging in my throat. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share today. I may or may not get to Unity of Indianapolis and popping on them.